Hello?
Hello, I'm trying to get a hold of Aaron Fanning.
Yes, sir. This is Aaron Panning.
Yeah, this is Detective Hargrove with the Los Angeles Police Department. I got a message you're trying to get a hold of me.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. I didn't know who the detective is. We have more documentation about Matt Fisher, the guy that assaulted
Okay.
me. Um, I have patrols had to interact with me a lot in the last year, and it's actually been really healthy for me because of my own past experience. But they have engaged with me a lot, and they know that something's been going on strange. We actually
Okay.
document him now acknowledging that he's been engaged with my landlord about me and my supportive
Okay.
housing services. He documented it in an email stating that he actually followed me from the church, was claiming that he was going to prevent me from breaking into someone's home, and that's why he assaulted me
Okay.
in the middle of the street. That person's home is the people who called. Um,
Okay.
He's like I said, he's an LA Can network employee. My concern is, I have no problem with LAPD. Like I said, patrol is honestly like I've had some serious negative contact in the past, and like patrol, the difference that I see interacting with these men and women now is they can afford me a little bit of understanding that I might not be comfortable doesn't mean I'm guilty of something. And with my condition, that really has helped me out to be able to communicate. This is why I can kind of talk calmly with you.
Okay.
Um, what's
Okay.
been going on is my other cases end up with LAWA officers, and they don't go on file and they don't get on register. And so when officers would respond again, like for like the same person attacked me, I wouldn't have any Marcy's rights, and they wouldn't know anything about it. So that was my concern. I wanted to make sure it got of record, and just to find out how to get you documentation appropriately.
Sure. Is this documentation, is it in like an electronic format where you can email it, or do you need
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolute. Well, I can. Okay, my one problem is I apologize. That's an awesome question. So on the video documentation that I have,
Uh-huh.
I only have a cell phone, and it only lets me do like 25 megabytes, so I can't really send the original. But I can send you a link to like the photos, and if you guys want it, I could get it to you, or I can try to get to my auntie's house to get access to a computer to try to do that. The other stuff
Um,
is emails, so yeah, that's digital, and I can just send it to you.
Let me give you my email, and then you
Awesome.
can send me all this stuff on email, and I'll try the link, and if the link works, then that's cool.
Okay,
Sometimes I
awesome.
know our computer system's a little messed up and it doesn't let me, but I'll let you know if it doesn't work.
I appreciate that.
Let me know when you got a
I
yeah,
do.
you got a pen so you can write this.
Absolutely,
Okay, my
sir.
email is gonna be 37691,
691. Okay.
and then the at sign,
Uh huh.
and then LAPD
Uh huh.
dot online.
Awesome. Again, I really appreciate your help, sir. I appreciate your demeanor because I am autistic. I have communication issues. So you've really
Yeah, no problem.
facilitated just being calm with me about this. Just so you know, Matt Fisher, he is the guy that is. So he was a Venice neighborhood council member, and
Okay.
like there's stuff going on between me and Venice neighborhood council. I've found them doing all kinds of commercial crime stuff. That's what patrol knows. They recognize that with me. I'm
Yeah.
autistic, but I'm not dumb. And
Okay.
but the thing is that he's also the Venice cop watch guy that keeps reporting patrol officers just trying to do the bare minimum of the services and sweeps. And he's apparently been like he's super proud of
Okay.
like doing official complaints and stuff. And even with my past history, and even with me
Uh-huh.
trying to figure out what was going on with my cases, when I come into the station, um,
Uh-huh.
you guys can see and you can check with patrol. I actually write commendations as because it's not. I understand people think it's like, oh, you didn't get what you want. Nah, I understand it's a process. I understand the burden that you guys are dealing with, but I always write commendations about, hey, if I was engaged with fairly or not. If I thought I got what I wanted, I just want that fair
Yeah.
chance. So I super appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much for the time, and I'll email you this afternoon.
Yeah, not a problem. Hey, can I just ask you how did you come to know Matt Fisher, or how?
For sure. So I never had any engagements with this guy at all, like zero.
Okay.
I do have engagements like so George Francisco and Brian Ulf and Travis Brennan and Soledad Ursal, and even Vicky Holiday, these are all current standing VNC members. In November,
Okay.
they invited me to meetings at 700 Main, because they knew that I had documentation of issues with stuff with St. Joseph's and Venice Community Housing. They didn't disclose to me that they were board members, let alone two that would just get on the board this last month.
Okay.
And Matt was on the board. There was some weird stuff that happened. I never engaged with him. They're very concerned about my history. Is I'm an artist, okay? I do monuments, so I know a lot about code enforcement, and they have freaked out. And
Okay.
literally the Juneteenth weekend, I had gone by because I have people that I consider family, but friends, in Oakwood. And I was just being respectful. I just cruise by, I say hello to my people real quick, and go home. And on the Juneteenth thing, Matt Fisher apparently had seen me literally just walking down the street, didn't even stop in the park. And he approached one of those family members, essentially, who's been like showing up to court with me. The one that actually called when he assaulted me. And he approached them and tried to tell them that I worked for the Pinskys, that I was there to help steal the church, the whole First Baptist Church thing that's going on, that I'm there to cause them all this kind of problems, this, that, and the other, that they need to keep me out of the hood, this, that, and the other. Super weird. And they called me and let me know, just kind of on the download, they're like, hey, just so you know, he's spreading the rumor that you work for the Pinskys. I was like, okay, yeah, the Pinskys are going to hire someone that's in mental health services with Venice Community Housing. This is getting ridiculous. And then so this last weekend, though, I was there and I talked to one of the event organizers from White People for Black Lives, the White People for Black Lives Matter, which is run by David Ewing. And we chatted about my discovery that there was never any sale. That church has never sold whatsoever. And basically, like, right after we chop it up, I got it on video, super calm. And then I walked back across the street to go finish my breakfast because they're going to have an event. And I just was going to watch completely, like, no problems. But I'm going to go mind my business across the street because it was early. And then I see who I recognize him as Matt Fisher because I know who all the board is. But I see him ride up on his bike. And he goes into the guy Will's car. And then like 15 minutes later, as I film, he just comes out, starts mad dogging me at the corner, and starts talking like super crazy, like, hey, are you on your medication? You on your meds? Like, just being weird. And so it just escalated from there. He tried to swing on me at that point. I like walked away. I literally walked 3 blocks. He's calling me a bitch, a faggot, all kinds of stuff. I don't care because I don't respect the guy. I really don't. I'm autistic. I have this weird thing. Like, unless I really care about someone's feelings, they could call me anything. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
And then, like, so I went to my auntie's house and I kind of told her things were kind of nuts. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go home, because I don't want to deal with all this. And as I was walking back, I seen the Will guy running. I was like, yo, what was that? Because Matt had swung on me, and he was apparently their marshal for the event. And me and him got into words a little bit there again, and he tried to swing on me 2 more times and followed me the 3 blocks back to San Juan. He didn't know that that's like my auntie. And so he actually called her name out, thinking he was going to cause problems for me in the neighborhood because, well, we got into it. He's like 6'6". I'm not a really big guy. I had facial reconstruction. I don't do violence. And I was super panicked that my jaw's like not a U shape anymore. They did such a bad job. It's like a W. So if someone touches my jaw, I know it's going to implode. So I freaked out when he swung on me, and I locked up on him. Like, like I tried to make sure he couldn't hit me, and he was grinding my face in the street when when she came out and broke it up. But I don't know him. He literally then just goes off on emails for hours, and then he got to the YouTube link somehow that I posted of what happened, and he straight tells me where I live. In the video, he's telling me that he's going to have me removed from my housing. Patrol knows something's been going on. Supposedly, I've been in an eviction case since October. I don't have the basis of the problem is that St. Joseph's and Venice Community Housing are owned by the same people, and they're not supposed to. That's why you see all the crazy stuff that you see in the streets here, because they're supposed to be an independent entity that makes sure that we're doing our programs as we're supposed to, and also that we're in a safe environment. Well, nothing ever gets of record of what happens at these properties. The unit I'm in is the one that the guy died in 2018 in the arson. That's not of any
Oh,
record.
okay.
And this is why Venice Community Housing keeps getting like super fast tracked approved for everything because legally they're claiming that nothing ever happens at their properties. And I've been attacked. Literally, that's the issue with Lawa. Frank Shin's got all these reports. I got attacked by the same tenant twice. Once in January of last or July of last year, and because he hid the case, I had no mercies. He got at me again September 10th. I still don't have a bathroom door since then. And that case again, everything just kind of vanished. So I do appreciate your time. I've really recognized
Yeah.
that like it's kind of more of an issue with like Lawa's kind of messing up the opportunity. Like your patrol, honestly, sir, like man, I spent 16 hours in the back of an LA sheriff's car in 2011.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's trying to figure out what
Yeah.
to do with the body and taking me 3 times to a hospital from the scene to getting me to a facility. And reason was is they kept lumping on me and I knew what they were doing. So I'd pull my arm out of location because they were just rolling me around town, telling me they're trying to tell me where they're gonna drop the body. So I had some PTSD from that. When I got my face kicked in Gardena, um, the officers, they literally just presumed I was a drug addict, and I refused morphine. I don't do no drugs, and unfortunately, I'm white in the wrong neighborhood. And when I was cognate out of the hospital, they had already closed it out, saying it was mutual combat over drugs. I had video of the guy kicking in my face, so that was an issue for them. And what they ended up doing is they picked up the dude, which they shouldn't have done it without the video. And then the detective straight told me, he's all, you need to move because if Tone finds you, he's probably going to hurt you. I lived a block between, well, I was camped, a block between that store where I used to help out at night. I literally saved the cashier. He came running in with a gangster behind him, and I knew what it was. So I managed to shut the door, but I was in shower shoes, so I ate it right at the door, and the dude just down stomped on my face. But I lived a block between there and the Department of Mental Health where I was going on my own volition, not because I'm mentally ill, because um, I have no support network, and I was trying to use that as a therapy, A, to help me with PTSD, but B, like trying to make sure that I'm doing the right stuff in life when I don't have anybody else to talk to about that kind of stuff. So literally, it's just been kind of rough. I super appreciate you. Yeah, thank you so much for your time, sir.
All right. Not a problem.
All right, you have a wonderful day and be safe.
You too.
Thanks.
Bye.